Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, we just wrapped up a fight with Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney. And quite frankly, Devin Haney was absolutely dominant in this particular fight. Jay, you picked Regis Prograis. I picked Devin Haney to win this fight. I just felt that Devin Haney, just the skill level, the ability to move laterally, the ability to fight from a distance, I just thought was going to be too much for Regis Prograis. Of course, there's always room for a fighter to be successful in a fight. You thought that Regis Prograis would probably be able to maybe slip punches, get on the inside, be able to get off combinations, show his power, and maybe stop Devin Haney. And when you look at some of the lead up to the fight with Devin Haney and Bill Haney seemingly showing a level of disrespect to Regis Prograis in terms of his ability in the ring, it suggested that maybe they weren't taking the fight as seriously as some of us thought they should. And because of that, Regis Prograis may have an opportunity to actually win this fight. But the way that it played out, Regis just could not get on the inside of Devin Haney whatsoever. Haney was able to box from the outside. Unlike Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney did not fight in a, I would say, in a conservative way, if you will. He was actually standing his ground. He did use lateral movement. And at some point he did, fight off the back foot to some extent. But overall, Devin Haney was just dominant in this fight. And he dropped Regis Prograis, which was not actually surprising to me because I thought Regis Prograis would take a lot of leather in this particular fight just because of the style. And he just showed against Zorilla that he didn't necessarily have the requisite skills in order to really compete with Devin Haney. Said differently, I just felt that Devin Haney's style was all wrong for Regis Prograis. And it was as simple as that for me. Jay, when you looked at this fight, what did you see?
Yeah, I saw a total domination by Devin. I mean, I picked Regis to win. I was going for the underdog. I also said that I figured Devin can win by UD. I didn't think Devin was going to be able to hurt Regis to this degree and drop him several times and stagger him and just make him gun shy. Regis got gun shy. We were watching the fight and we were like, Regis, after he threw the two jabs, followed with the left hand, and he wasn't throwing that left hand because he was keeping it close to his face because he got dropped with the straight right coming back from Devin. So it made sense for me for Devin to win by UD, but this fight here was total domination by Devin. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. I started feeling bad for Regis in this fight. I usually don't feel bad for a lot of fighters, but I started feeling bad for Regis in this fight here. And the fact that Regis landed the least amount of landed punches by a fighter over 12 rounds, that just shows how well Devin was fighting as far as being defensive. He didn't have any lapses, because Devin has been prone to take lapses in the fight on the defensive side. I was thinking more so about the JoJo fight. Some people say, "Oh, well, Loma caught him." Regis wasn't Loma. He was closer to a JoJo Diaz type fighter. Loma has good feet, hell of a boxing ring IQ. JoJo's not there, neither is Regis. And Devin just proved his supremacy in that fight. It makes you look at the 140-pound division in a different light now. Devin, you got to put a lot more respect on Devin name. The notion that, Devin really can't punch is one of I was like, well, I didn't think he could punch that well neither. But that goes out the window, Also, it also looks at Regis. How good is Regis, or was he overrated as well? But you can't take nothing from Devin. Devin handled his business like a man. He came in there and completely dominated this fight. He did everything he said he was going to do. And hats off to the young man. I liked Devin beforehand, but this he got a bigger fan out of me now than I was before.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help but give Devin a whole lot of credit for his performance tonight. Again, when you compare it to what Shakur Stevenson did against Ghost, clearly Devin Haney fought a fight that was not only entertaining, but also demonstrated his skills. And I think you can do both. I don't think you need to just consistently move around the ring in order to show your dominance. I felt that Regis Prograis was a power puncher. I mean, at the end of the day, we've seen Regis Prograis demonstrate his power. So it's clear that Regis has the power. But Devin was able to offset his power, and he was able to stand his ground. He was able to demonstrate his skills. Now, I think Regis, although a talented fighter, and I don't want to blow this up too much, right? When you compare Regis Prograis to James Go St. Patrick, aka Edwin De Los Santos, There are differences in style, right? And Edwin De Los
Yeah.
Santos is a little bit more explosive than Regis Prograis, and therefore, maybe if Devin was in the ring with somebody that was a little bit more explosive, he may have fought in a different way. But still, at the end of the day, Devin still fought a fight that was, in my personal opinion, entertaining. Something that he can take into his next fight and show, like, I said it before. I felt that Devin Haney and Bill Haney, the way that they're moving, I like the way that they're moving. They're being very calculated in the way that they're moving. They picked Regis Prograis for a reason because they saw stylistically he matched up very well. And I'd be curious to see if they'll be willing to take on anybody else at the 140-pound division. Now, there's rumors that he may go to 147, but I would love to see him in the ring with Matias. I would love to see him in the ring with Teofimo Lopez. I would love to see him in the ring with Ryan Garcia, specifically to see how he matches up with Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis. So there's a lot of options for Devin Haney after this fight, but it'll be interesting to see where both fighters go after this, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting those fights at 140 definitely, because we know Devin has history with sparring Ryan as well as sparring Teo. So we know they know each other a little bit back in the day, of course, but to see them all three of them being mature fighters at this point in time, that'd be great to see. I think those fighters know what Devin brings, and now Devin really showed even more of his arsenal in this fight here. It shows that he can be a supreme boxer, and he can pack a punch in there. It shows he doesn't have those defensive lapses like he has had in the past. Maybe he was allowing those smaller guys to hit him more often and take more chances because they couldn't hurt him. Like we all talk about Devin, oh, he's chinny, when we know he's been rocked really one time. And that's against Linares towards the end of round 10, I want to say. So, I mean, that's the only time we really seen him get rocked. Yeah, he got hurt a little bit against Loma, but he wasn't rocked like he was against Linares. That's only one time. So to handle business like he did, to your point, he showed how to fight, a quote-unquote power puncher. You don't have to run around and really be on your back foot the whole time and doing what Shakur did. You can throw punches still, and handle business. That's the key thing. I thought for sure Devin was going to have to be on his back foot and just jab. I thought he's just going to jab Regis to death. No, Devin was throwing combinations. He was throwing straight rights, uppercuts, hooks. Devin did it all. Granted, this was a different type of fighter he was fighting. He wasn't fighting someone that was as polished as a boxer as maybe James St. Patrick was. So he could get away with a little bit more stuff. But Devin shows he is we already knew he had a high ring IQ, but this right here, this was like a cherry on the top for me, just seeing him handle business like he did and just being completely in tune for this fight. Devin is definitely ascending up for sure. I don't know about him going up to 147 now. I think those are different creatures at 147. I think he should stay at 140 and handle business there and go ahead. He said he didn't want to be undisputed. He wants to get the big money fights. I think there are big money fights at 140 for him, like the Ryan Garcia you mentioned, the Teofimo Lopez. The fight I would love to see would be him and Sabrina Matias, but I don't think that would happen. I think he wants the big money fights, which would definitely be the T.O. and the Ryan.
Yep. So you guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to this particular fight. Devin Haney is now the 140-pound WBC champion. Great performance by Devin Haney. We'll see where Regis Prograis goes from here. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.